It's 5 o'clock in the morning, practice day 2 at Pikes Peak International Hillclimb. You remember Ben Schaefer, fearless leader of Team Unplugged Performance. Behind me is our Tesla Plaid race car. We ran the upper section yesterday, which is super rough. Today, it's qualifying. It determines our run order when we start the race on Sunday. It's the lower section. It's the longest section, still starts at 9,000 feet. We're going through the trees down here. We're below the tree line. It's a sweepy, curvy section that leads up to the first couple of switchbacks. I love this section because it's really like racing, and I think it's going to suit our car a lot better than the top section. Ben, can you run us through a little bit about what we've adjusted on the Plaid?
Yeah, so it's been a crazy time. 2 nights in a row without sleep for our team, just kind of getting things worked out. And I think that's kind of the nature of Pikes Peak, is basically with the early start time and a late time working on the car, days kind of blend into one another. And the challenge with this car, with the aero the way we have it, is the lower the car is to the ground, the better the aero works. So we're trying to find the sweet spot of how low can we get it and still have it drivable. And that's the thing with yesterday's times, was what we're trying to do is learn the formula of compromise for race day. So we try to find how to compromise on the top. Today we're going to figure out how this runs on the bottom, and then tomorrow we'll learn more data, and by the end we'll piece together what the right setup is for ground clearance, for a shock setup. We have 4 ways of adjustment on our TTX coilovers that we have: ground clearance, aero. We're going to get it all dialed in, and this is what the week's for, is to learn, so that on race day we have our best shot at putting the fastest lap we can.
The best thing about the Plaid is the power.
This is an American car, and America's good at doing things in abundance. This is a car of abundance.
It's cool to run an American car made in America on electric power, and it's all-wheel drive. And we got unplugged brakes, special unplugged performance brakes that you can buy for your car too. And it's a great feature on a Tesla because they're powerful and they're heavy, and that means you need really great brakes.
And we're making them hurt out here, because everyone that races these cars usually runs 100% regen, which means the car is supporting them. For us, we're running today 25% regen, which means that we're not getting much support from the car, so these brakes are going to be screaming hot by the end of the run. But that's a necessity to find this balance of keeping the car, putting power out the whole way through. And we're trying to find this sweet spot of how we can manage regen. Our customers always run 100% on these Plaids because they're almost 5,000 pounds and you want the car to support you. But up here, it's a different ball game, so we got to come up with these strategies that are right on the edge.
All right, second run. I got a feel for what the car's going to do, so I keep the power on much longer. Faster you cross the finish line, the faster your time. Flat out through this right-hander, I'm proud of that. Brake pedal feels funny here, and I drifted through the corner, wondering what's up. Flat out again, down to the right, quick corner, bending back uphill, apex late, make it stick, and carry speed through this simple 90, and we're heading for a guardrail corner. It's funny, I'm always worried about that guardrail, but it beats the trees and rocks. Heading into the S's, I love this section. It's right, left, right, carry speed, into a brake zone. Bang, we hit a big bump and I damn near lose it. Back to the left again, I'm still recovering from almost crashing. Flat out around to the right, hard on the brake, back left. These are all similar, flat out around to the right, then uphill. This one always kills me because I come up into the brake zone and it says 30 miles an hour. No way. Back to the left. I crashed in this corner on my first time 6 years ago, but an apex later, there's a guy right where I went off, same mistake. Faster corner uphill to the left, heading on a big straightaway. We're going to Engineers, looking for big numbers, flat out. The speed is so high in the Plaid, I can't quite keep my foot down through this cake. And then we brake on those cracks in the pavement, and that's about right. steep uphill, tight corner, all-wheel drive electric power. Boom, we just blast out of there. Little wiggle, the all-wheel drive's working. Flat through that kink, we're going to the picnic grounds. Another long straight. The aero really works in this fast sweeper. Onto the long straight, big spectator area on race day. Hard on the brakes again. We got the regen up for this run to improve braking. Now we've got a curvy straightaway. I can tell I'm just plain going faster. I trust the grip. The aerodynamic improvements are working. This is tricky off-camber braking zone. I got it back to the power for a moment. Hairpin, this is the best thing the Plaid does, is launching out of those hairpins. We got a sweeper left with a mid-apex. Got to get a good exit right back to the left, flat through the kink, heading for what I call curb corner. It's the only place with a curb down on the inside, and there's blue sky for the first time. It's tight at the beginning, apex late, but then squirt on the power. I carried more speed into 11 mile here, and it tightens up at the end. Feeling fast. I'm feeling good on this run. The handling is strong. Brake pedal's long again here going into the hairpin. I don't get it. And we have a little hesitation on the way out. I got to remember to mention that to Ben. This corner looks a lot like the last one, but it's longer. Wait a moment longer, into the power, long straight, flat through the kink, we push out wide, and we're moving. 110, 120, 130 plus, into the brakes again. Gillies corner, steep uphill left. These tight corners are great for our all-wheel drive and our electric torque. Now it's the ski area. This will be all people on race day. Look really different. We're heading for another corner called Rookies. Has a long off-camber entry. It's tricky. I overslowed that, kind of mad at myself, but I come out here hot. Now we're going to the sump, also known as Pope's Pond. I wrecked here 5 or 6 years ago, not this year. But look, the battery's red. The regen has heated up that battery too quick. We're not going to be able to run as much, but we're near the end. And even at half power, we've still got 500 horsepower. It's still quick. So I'm flat. I know I've got less power and I can use more throttle through these wiggles, so it's not hurting us as bad as it might. Last switchback to the right, below Glen Cove, on the power. It's a short run. I remember consciously thinking, I'm glad it's short. A little wider on the way in, tighter, 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 and across the finish line. Practice day one. I think we got a good time down. Well, Ben, I'll tell you one relief is we went faster than we did last year.
That's the most important thing. It was a lot of work and effort over the past year. We want to give you a faster car, and you proved it today. Thank you.
The tire grip was amazing, and I think we have good balance from our aerodynamic downforce. That would be between the wing and the big splitter snow shovel up front. It feels like that's working really well. And the car goes around the fast corners and it goes around the slow corners, which is not easy to do. That's like the holy grail. And that's another way I know that the aero's working. I think what we're gonna have to do, Ben, is run it super fast all the way up to Boulder Park. Boulder Park is where it turns into the Baja 500. And there we're gonna have to just kind of survive. Play it smart and bring it home. But you said it was okay for stuff to hit a little bit.
On race day, just get to the finish line as fast as you can. I'll deal with the damage later.
That's the plan.